Today I'm going to try something a bit different. Normally on my videos throughout this channel, I've written a script for the videos, and although it has gone well so far, I think that I'm going to start trying a few new things, different things. Today I'm just going to sit here and talk about what this weekend told us, what things we can learn from this weekend. Welcome back to the JVM Football channel, where you can find game analysis, football history, individual performances, top 10s, etc. If you are interested and would like more football content like this, please subscribe to the channel. The first thing I want to talk about today is Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think that coming into this season, the expectations for United were extremely high. Not only did United sign the likes of Ronaldo, Sancho and Varane, especially Sancho and Varane, players which they had been eyeing for a long time, and then getting Ronaldo when he was meant to go to City. I think everyone can say, even if you don't support United, that United had an excellent, above average transfer window, one of the best transfer windows of the recent years. But unfortunately, for Ole at least, it meant that there would be no more excuses this season. Previous seasons, maybe you could have said that, the squad wasn't good enough, Ole had to work with what he was given. But this summer, Ole was given what he wanted, and a bit more. So excuses were completely out of the window. And so far this season, Ole has been disappointing severely. First, let's of course talk about the game against Leicester, and this game against Leicester just highlights how bad United have been playing. This is the first game since the international break, and even before the international break, that game against Everton, the signs were already there, like resting Ronaldo when you're gonna go into international break, struggling against Everton, now struggling against Leicester, a team that hasn't been playing well this season. Yes, Leicester do have a good squad, and for the last few seasons, Leicester have been playing well. They also have a very good manager. Brendan Rodgers has been doing a great job at Leicester. But this season, at least, Leicester have not been that good. Let's not kid ourselves. And unfortunately, again, for Ole at least, the team was just poor. It was just poor. This was one of the worst games I've ever seen of United. First, let's to touch a bit on the positive side. We have Mason Greenwood, and Greenwood is again showing that he's one of the best young players in the world. You have of course Haaland and Mbappe, and they're doing their thing, and they're just putting up stupid numbers all the time. But I think that Greenwood is coming into that area, that higher tier of young players, and that goal was just something else. I heard this thing on YouTube. I don't remember who it was, but some guy said that it was sad to see a talent like Greenwood, and he pretty much just has to come up with his own chances. And yeah, it is partially true, because Greenwood he scored four goals this season so far, 3 goals, and they've all been very good goals, or goals where the team was struggling. So Greenwood is already one of the best players in the team. You'd think that Sancho would come in and take the right spot straight away, but the way Greenwood has been playing has just been sensational. So Greenwood, as a young player, at least that's the one positive thing we can take out of the game. Another positive thing we can take out of the game is Marcus Rashford coming back and scoring. Rashford is a big game player. I made a video on what it meant that Rashford coming back into the team, and how much impact Rashford would have, and it just showed. Rashford comes in, he scores, makes the game 2-2. But of course, after that 2-2, the problems start. Like if you're a team that's challenging for the title, you can't concede the goal straight away after the whistle. You tie the game and then you suffer a goal straight away. That just shows where the mentality is. Another good thing that happened in the game is we saw David De Gea doing his thing again. I think that De Gea this season has been amazing. Of course, last season we know what happened in prior seasons, how De Gea had been poor. But this season especially, De Gea he's been saving United, and I would argue too that in this game he was United's best player, and that's just sad. You suffer 4 goals, and your goalkeeper is still your best player. And to be fair to United, the game could have really gone 7 or 8. Leicester played very well, and De Gea made some key saves. And yeah, I think that United were quite fortunate that the game didn't go that far, because he really could have gone that far. Finally, what's next for Ronaldo? I mean, Ronaldo, I think that ever since leaving Madrid, he's been after that Champions League title, possibly getting another Ballon d'Or. I think that this summer he saw Messi going to PSG and he thought, I need to do something about this. Juventus didn't want him. Juventus probably wanted to make something, move from Ronaldo, so he went to United. And Ole and this team, they're just making. It's like every player that plays for this team, they just look bad. It's just poor. You saw Pogba in the Nations League finals, and the way he was playing with France, you'd think, oh, Pogba is like one of the best midfielders in the world. I mean, we all know this, but we especially saw this in the Nations League. He comes back to the squad, and it's just disappointing to say the least. And you look at Ronaldo, best player in the world, and with United, he's just looking poor. It's just there's no game plan. I think that's the worst thing about Ole. There's of course these memes and people saying that Ole is a PE teacher and whatnot, and although I don't completely agree with that, there's just no. You look at United week in, week out. There's no plan. Even just the midfield pivot, like, which are you going to stick to? Are you going to stick to McFred, which is a mistake, and you shouldn't stick to them. But at least if you are going to stick to them. Are you going to stick to Matic and Pogba? Van de Beek doesn't play at all, and I think that Van de Beek is much better than Fred, which is another thing. Fred, which I'll be making a video on that very soon. United just don't look poor, and that's the first thing I want to talk about this weekend. The next thing I want to talk about this weekend is Mohamed Salah, and it is about time we start to give Salah his flowers. Ever since that Salah's first season, where he completely impressed, I think that people have been disrespecting Salah quite severely. I've been meaning to make a video on Salah. I haven't had time. I've been making videos on like the young players, Chiesa, Foden, those guys, Fati, Vinicius Junior, Rashford. But I'll be making a video on Salah soon too, and I just want to give Salah his flowers, because he got to a point where people were beginning to call Salah overrated and stuff. He finished in the top 3 of Ballon d'Or voting, and people were saying that he robbed the system. But Salah is just showing once again that he really is one of the best players in the world. This season so far, at least in the Premier League, he's played 8 games, scored 7 goals and assisted another 4. I don't think he's the best player in the Premier League. When you have Ronaldo in the league, that's just disrespectful to say that someone else is better. But if you're talking about performance lately, then yeah, we have to give it to Salah. Salah's probably the best player in the Premier League right now, at least in terms of performance. This game against Watford, last game against City, he's just been. Maybe you could talk about the game against Brentford where he was a bit poor, although he still scored. he played poorly, but he still scored. That's the level that Salah's at right now. So yeah, let's just give Salah his flowers, and this man has just been amazing really. Liverpool last season, we all know how they struggled. They won the league in 2019-2020, and then the 2020-2021 season they struggled, but that was partly due to the amount of injuries in the squad. And I think that now with that the defense is solid again with Van Dijk that Van Dijk came back, I think that we can really begin to see that Liverpool we saw the previous seasons. During the summer, when people were coming up with predictions and stuff, a lot of people didn't put Liverpool in the top 2. They put Chelsea, they put United, they put City, but not Liverpool. In my predictions, although I know my channel is still small, I put Liverpool in the top 2 or winning the league. In my worst case scenario, I put Liverpool finishing 3rd, because I look at this team and I look at players like Salah who just perform consistently regardless, and Van Dijk coming back, and I knew that this team would be doing special things, and I'm actually quite happy for them. Yeah, quite happy for Liverpool, quite happy for Salah. I'll be making a video on Salah quite soon. Finally, the third thing I want to talk about in this video is Ansu Fati. In my Barcelona predictions, I didn't really have faith in this team. I still don't have faith in this team, but I did say that The one outlier, the one player to watch would be Fati, because if there was one player that could turn this thing around for this team, would be Fati. I didn't know how he would cope with the whole number 10 thing, but this guy's just, he is performing at a different level, different frequency right now. Again, you have the likes of Mbappe, Haaland, Rashford, but Fati, what he's doing and like how big the club is, and him taking the number 10 shirt, coming back from injury, scoring goals like it's nothing. And this game, he was just that those link up plays he made with the pie was just beautiful. The first goal, the way he that 1-2 with the pie, and then first time finish to the bottom left hand corner. It was, it's just amazing. This is a bit different for me. This type of videos, I don't really do this. I just wanted to know how this would turn out, and yeah, I'm quite liking it. Yeah, so Fati so far this season he's played 3 games. He scored 2 goals. Still no assists, but that's kind of pointless when he's delivering up front. Um, yeah, Barcelona are of course in a rebuilding phase right now. That's another video I'm planning to make, the rebuilding phase of Barcelona. But this team, I don't think it will. Maybe in the next 3 seasons, Barcelona are going to be back on top, back to winning titles. You have Gavi, Fati, of course. This team is De Jong, Pedri. This team is amazing. The Pice is still young, so, and reaching his prime soon. It'll be interesting to see how far this team can go. I'll be making predictions this Friday, hopefully for the weekend, and I'll be also be looking to uploading a lot more. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching the video until the end. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more game analysis, football history, individual performances, top 10s, etc. This is the beginning of something special, and it would mean the world to me if you subscribed and help me to grow this channel.